Hello everyone, this is the Abundance Oracle, and please like, subscribe, and share. Today I'm going to speak further on that crazy short video I gave you this morning on the Supreme Court turning down a large chunk of Trump's ability to do tariffs. So, we definitely want to see who voted for and who voted against that, as there is precedence from several other presidents who have done tariffs. And if you read the Constitution, it was set up basically for retrieving money from outside the United States versus taxing people inside the United States. The income tax in many ways is fraudulent, and technically it is voluntary. However, try to explain that to your IRS person. So, okay. If you are for we the people, that was a big blow for you. If you're for the globalist agenda, heading us towards a country more like those who speak Chinese, then you'll be very happy what happened. Otherwise, we are in a new phase of things, and we'll see what we can do about it to fix that tariff issue. Because right now, the agenda was to set up eliminating taxes for the US citizens and taking in tax from outside countries. I know it's a long press. I do understand about inflation. I do understand how people have been led to believe that it's not going to work this way. However, it has worked in the past. And if we're working on trying to fix the current inflationary period that we're heading into, which will drive our economics closer and closer to a Great Depression if the stats are not already there. So I love everybody so much. You're so kind to follow me, to listen. As you know, I've worked for one of the two major corporations, investment banking corporations in the United States for all my years. I retired early and used to coach two billionaires. Actually, I had men that I ran for that purpose of using alternative investments, which is something I believe right now is extremely important for people to be invested in to protect themselves. And AI, alternative investments, is not the AI of the computer industry's abbreviations, but it's what billionaires invest in a lot of the time to protect themselves. Now, since this morning when that news came out, gold and silver has gone up because obviously anyone who understands the complexity of what's just happened, they're concerned about protecting themselves. Those that are for the massive agenda, if you understand what I'm saying, are driving up the stock market, which will be reducing the quantity of jobs. Some say up to 40 to 50% by 2030. So anyway, it's going to be a rough road, and I suggest you all start to organize yourselves in a manner for which you will, number one, cut back your lifestyle right now while you still can. Save money such that you can invest it in things that will either produce income for you or that will further save you money, as in buying a food supply, which you know you'll use. Look at your clothing supply of what you may need going forward. Look at your medical supply that you keep on hand for your household. Right now, the large AI centers are using up 7% for storage capacity, 7% of our electrical supply in the country. It used to be 1%, now we're up to 7%. That's going to get higher unless there's some legislation put in that these companies cannot take off the people's electric supply, and they need to start producing their own. Water is also going to be an issue because they take a lot of water to cool down these capacitors for the storage of all this data, the data centers. Anyway, y'all can look into that on your own. We knew a good 12 to 15 years ago that our electric supply and how we produce it was under siege, and really nothing has been done for so long. I also suggest you contemplate how to make your own, store your own, and be able to operate more off-grid if it's possible. And that will include things like perhaps learning how to cook things on a fire stove outdoors. Propane, just so you know, lasts forever as long as you have a good propane tank. So you may want to have your backup supply fueled by propane. But remember, some of these things, if we go to war, might be more difficult to get. Gas might start to go up again, which would once again propel the global agenda, because it will drive gas prices up, and it will not be good for the current administration. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, a battle of one side versus the other, and some people don't understand who's on what side. And as you progress forward and you start to see what some of the things are happening and who it will benefit and who it will not benefit, you will start to understand we the people side versus corporate side. All right, love you all. I'm trying to increase my subscribers, so if you're not subscribed and are so inclined to helping people, please subscribe. Love you all. Take care of each other. It's going to be more and more important that you take care of yourselves and really have neighbors that you can rely on for different things. Love you all. The Abundance Oracle. Bye-bye.